So I got this question, and I thought it was actually kind of valid because I haven't gone much into my history of how all this necessarily came to be. So I guess we'll talk about it. I've been playing games my whole life, like a lot of us probably have. That's not special. But I've always had a particular knack for just collecting them and organizing them. Even as a kid, I would go through the small handful of PS2 games I had, and I would take the discs out and put the discs in the little disc case. I would organize them in alphabetical order. I would do all of those things that I still do today as a 30-year-old man, but I was doing them when I was like 7 or 8 years old, just in my family's entertainment center in front of the family TV. And then in high school, I did manage to get myself a job at GameStop around the same time the PS4 came out and the Wii U. Between that and the rise of people like Angry Video Game Nerd and the Game Chasers and Pat the NES Punk, I began hunting for video games. But I did find things like Musha. I had a pretty respectable Nintendo 64 collection, those sorts of things. And as kids do, I decided to sell that entire collection, which was probably about 200 or 300 games at the time, and I bought myself my first PC, where I would proceed to waste the next 4 or 5 years playing a ton of League of Legends and never getting any good at that game. But then sometime around 2018, I don't have a ton of pictures of this, I got back into collecting, and at that point, I never stopped. You ask how I afford a lot of this trash. The answer is patience and goodwill and not being scared to talk about video games with your coworkers. Because most all of this is eBay lots, thrifted, or literal gifts or deals from friends and coworkers. The amount of times that coworkers have been like, hey, I've got this stack of XYZ. Hey, I've got some Pokemon games. Hey, I've got this whole drawer of games I was going to donate. Do you still do video games? Be that guy. This is where I can truthfully say not being scared to share your passion with others can pay off, because my collection value is not a huge number, but it is substantially more than what I have been willing to spend on this collection. Don't get me wrong, I do buy new release games, typically a couple a year, but the majority of this I have purchased significantly under at least the current value. I do feel like I have to talk about the Amiibo collection for just a second, because I have Amiibo absolutely everywhere, and really it just stems from me releasing them at GameStop when they first came out. So now that it's officially over, it's amazing because I don't have to worry about any new Smash Amiibo coming out. I can just say I have them all and we can be done with it.